It all started with a fire, one that burned cold, a fire that seemed to draw the warmth out of the world around it. Unlike any ordinary blaze, its flames flickered with a strange, unnatural chill, as if the very air recoiled from its touch. The fire cast a ghostly gray light, painting the trees and ground in shifting shadows. It was as if the night itself was holding its breath, watching in silent awe. Deep in the woods stood a lonely old house, its windows dark and empty, its walls whispering secrets to the wind. Few dared to approach it, and those who did never lingered long. One night, the sky above it glowed with an eerie silver flame, illuminating the forest in a pale, otherworldly light. The trees seemed to lean away, their branches trembling. By morning, the house was gone. Not a single board or brick remained, as if it had been erased from existence in the span of a single night. In its place, nothing but a perfect square of white ash, untouched trees all around, as if the fire had respected the boundary of the forest. The police arrived, searching for answers. They found no trace of the family who once lived there, no sign of struggle or escape, no bones, no furniture, just erasure. It was as if the house and its inhabitants had simply vanished, leaving only questions behind. But in the center of the ash, they found a single object, a black VHS tape, cool to the touch, labeled only Ashmouth. It was the only thing that survived the fire. An officer, driven by curiosity and a sense of unease, took it home. That night, he slid the tape into his old VCR and pressed play, not knowing what to expect. The screen filled with static, the kind that hums and crackles in the silence, making the hairs on your arms stand up. Then suddenly, a close-up of a mouth appeared, wide open, swirling with gray ash, as if it was trying to speak, but only dust came out. The room chilled instantly, a coldness that seeped into his bones. A strange, smoky smell filled the air, thick and suffocating, as if the fire had followed them home. He ejected the tape, heart pounding, hands shaking. He tried to forget what he'd seen, to convince himself it was just a trick of the mind. But some things are not so easy to forget. The memory of the ash, the chill, and the silent scream on the tape lingered, haunting him long after the screen went dark. Years later, the tape surfaced at a yard sale, its label faded and edges worn, almost as if it had been waiting for someone to find it. It sat among forgotten relics, ignored by most, but somehow it seemed to call out to the curious. Two teens, Leo and Mia, bought it for $1, thinking it was a horror movie, just another oddity to laugh about. They joked about cursed tapes and dared each other to watch it, never suspecting what was really inside. That night in Leo's basement, they pressed play. The screen filled with static, then a sudden jarring image, a screaming mouth, wide and endless, surrounded by swirling ash. The air seemed to thicken, and the room felt smaller, as if the tape itself was watching them back. The room grew cold. The smell of wet ash made Mia cough, her eyes watering. It was as if the basement had been transported somewhere else, somewhere damp, ancient, and haunted by memories that didn't belong to them. Shadows flickered on the screen, long, thin, twitching. They seemed to crawl along the walls, stretching into the corners. The silence was suffocating, broken only by the faint hum of the old TV. Suddenly the lights blew out. The TV popped off with a sharp crack. Darkness swallowed the room, leaving only the echo of their own breathing. Mia screamed. Leo's trembling hands fumbled for his flashlight, its beam revealing shattered bulbs and the tape, now ejected and lying on the carpet as if spat out by the machine itself. They sat in silence, shaken and pale, unable to meet each other's eyes. Whatever they had seen, it was too strange and too frightening to put into words. They never spoke of it again. The next day, Mia's family moved away, leaving Leo alone with the memory of that night. The house felt emptier, as if something had left with her, or perhaps stayed behind. Leo began to dream of a mouth filled with ash, whispering his name in the darkness. The nightmares would not let him forget. Leo dumped the tape, but it resurfaced with Arthur, a collector of strange media. Arthur played it in his collection room. The static was deeper, pulsing like a heartbeat. The mouth appeared, then the shadowy room. This time, whispers leaked through. "It's so cold. Where are the walls?" Ash began to settle on Arthur's shelves. He watched the tape every night, obsessed. He stopped going out, stopped answering calls. Friends heard static and smelled smoke from the hall. One day the noise stopped. Police found the apartment empty, Arthur gone. Only the VCR remained, playing static, the Ashmouth tape beside it, ready for the next viewer. The tape ended up in police evidence, forgotten until Chloe, an intern, was told to digitize it. Alone in the archives, she played the tape. The mouth, the shadows, the smell of ash. Her computer flickered, lights dimmed, shadows danced. Through her headphones, the whispers grew desperate. "Don't watch. It sees you." Chloe tried to stop the transfer, but her computer froze. The file completed ashmouth.mp4. Every screen in the archive flickered to the screaming mouth. Chloe ran and never returned. Now, the curse was digital, ready to spread far beyond a single tape. The legend of the Ashmouth tape lives on online in whispers in dark corners. It's a story that refuses to die, passed from one trembling voice to another, growing with every retelling. Some say it's just an urban myth, a cautionary tale for the digital age, but others know better. They've seen the signs, felt the chill in the air when the name is spoken aloud. Some say the file is still out there, waiting for the next curious soul. It lurks in forgotten folders on old hard drives and in the hands of those desperate enough to seek it out. The Ashmouth tape is patient. It waits for someone to stumble across it, to press play, to invite the darkness in. The story is always the same. Static, the smell of ash, shadows that move on their own. The air grows heavy, and the room feels colder, as if something unseen has entered with you. The tape never plays the same way twice, but the terror is always familiar. Some believe the tape is a recording of lost souls, others, a doorway, a portal to something ancient and hungry, waiting just beyond the flickering screen. No one agrees on what's truly inside, but all agree it's not meant for human eyes. When you watch, something watches back. You feel it, a presence, cold and patient, studying you from the other side. The longer you watch, the stronger it becomes, until you're not sure who's in control anymore. Survivors say the feeling of being watched never leaves. Even after the tape ends, shadows seem to linger, and every reflection hides a pair of eyes that aren't your own. Sleep becomes a stranger, and every night brings new fears. Nightmares follow, a house of ash, whispers from the static. The dreams bleed into waking life, and soon you can't tell what's real and what's just the tape's curse. The only way out is to pass the tape on, but that only spreads the curse. Each new viewer becomes another link in the chain, another soul marked by Ashmouth's shadow. So be careful. If you find a tape or file called Ashmouth, walk away. Curiosity is a powerful thing, but some mysteries are better left unsolved. The risk is never worth the price. Do not watch it. Do not let curiosity win. The urge to know, to see for yourself, is exactly what the tape wants. And above all, never rewind the tape. Rewinding is said to invite something even darker, to start the nightmare anew, stronger than before. You don't want to see what happens when the story starts again. Some doors once opened can never be closed.
For watching Haunted Residence. where every shadow tells a story. Subscribe for more true horror stories, and don't forget